Hello all you lovely people and welcome to another video of mine. First of all, I would like to thank each and every one of you for making my channel hit 2000 subscribers. Yes, I've finally hit the 2000 subscribers mark. I know it's a humble beginning, it's a humble start, but with your love and support, my target is to get to 5,000 subscribers and then 10,000 very soon within the year's end. Please help me do that and hit the like and subscribe button so that you can support your brother and I can put out all these tech videos or reviews for you lovely folks. So with that said, again a big thank you, and let's talk about the video today. Now I finally bought the Samsung Crystal UHD 4K TV 2021. In fact, these TVs, you could say if it was a bakery item, they were right out of the oven. It's right out of the manufacturing unit and they are brand new TVs released in 2021. So let's quickly do an unboxing and find out what's included in the box. I'm also going to talk about my initial overview of this television. I'm also going to talk about a few of the reasons as to why I bought this TV and not any other TV, because there were a lot of TVs out in the market which were much cheaper, like the Realme 4K TV which were recently launched, and there was also the OnePlus U1S which has been launched most recently. And I'll tell you my reasons as to why I did not buy those televisions. So let's get started with the unboxing and then I'll jump over to the reasons and we'll take a look at the TV. Not too much in detail, but an initial overview. I'll make more videos so that you can familiarize yourself with this television right behind me and hopefully make an informed decision whether you want to buy this or not. So let's get started, folks. Okay, I quickly wanted to talk about, what's written on the box. So as you all can see, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit and I'm going to show you that this is the model number AU9070. You have it right here. You have that right there. So AU9070. And as you can see, the price that is written on the box is around 62,900. That's the price which is written on the box. But if you buy through your credit card or on an EMI, then you can get a cashback. It can come to as low as close to around 51,000 Indian rupees with all the cashbacks and with all the offers. Now what is included in the box is the TV itself, the power cord. There are two AAA batteries, one remote, and there is the stand also which is included. So that's all that you get in the box. Of course there's paperwork like your warranty card and information about the TV, so there's some paperwork, but apart from that, that's all that is included. In case you want to take a look at the dimensions, you can take a look at the dimensions as well. If you want to pause the video right now, please do, just to take a look at the dimensions, because this may matter to a few of us who want to either wall mount it or keep it on the table. So for a few of us, the dimensions would really matter. So pause and just watch it again by pausing the screen. Now as you can see, it has been manufactured by Samsung India and it's been manufactured in India. So it is a total made in India product by Samsung. So just thought I'll quickly mention this because that's the only valuable information that is on the box. Let's quickly move over to the television now. Let's quickly open the box and find out what are the things that are included in the box. Well, as soon as you open it up, you have these plastic stands. And these are black plastic stands. They're not height adjustable or anything. They're just your standard plastic stands. You've got some documentation to go along with it. You've got a common interface. You've got a power cable. You've got the remote. And well, that's basically it. That's your contents of the box. So let's quickly go over the contents of the box again. You've got the power cable and here is something called a common interface. Now, in case you're wondering what do you do with this common interface, well, this TV comes along with IDTV, which means that you can just go over to Dish TV or Airtel and just get a cam card and then slot it inside this common interface. This goes behind your television, and what it basically does is it helps you watch satellite television without the need of connecting your television to a set-top box. So you don't need to have cables hanging from your TV connected to a set-top box. It's all integrated into the television. Here's the power cord as well, by the way. You have a standard remote. We're going to talk about this as well in a short while. And then you have those stands lying right behind it. So that's about it. What I really loved about these plastic stands is the fact that you don't exactly have to use any screwdrivers or screws or anything like that. It just slots in seamlessly. There you have it. It's as simple as that. So you don't need an expert or any tools to slot these stands onto your television. They fit in extremely easily, and all you got to do is just fit it that ways. And then we're going to put in the common interface as well, the one that we spoke about, where your cam card actually slots in for your satellite television. This is your common interface, just showing you the sticker, and there you have it. You can just slot in your cam card and start watching satellite TV without connecting to an external set-top box. That's where it goes in. That's where the cam card goes in. And let's lift the television and then let's set it up on the table. And this is a 43-inch model, and it's decently sized. It's very well designed. Let's just open that up and show you how beautiful this television looks. Of course, we're going to take the plastic off as well. The bezels are extremely slim, and the television overall is extremely slim. Look at the thickness, or in this case I would say, look at how thin it is. Let's take that plastic off, and wow, this always gives you a satisfactory feeling when you take that plastic off and just look at the bezels on the sides. And when we switch the television on as well, we're gonna take a look at how slim these bezels really are. It's a fantastic TV when it comes to the design, and again, it's so slim. I'm surprised. It's so slim that it's very similar to your Samsung frame TV. That's how slim it is. Of course, it has a slight bulge behind it. It's not as flat as the frame TV, but if you wall mount it, it's fantastic. Now look at all these ports that are available here. You have 3 HDMI ports. You have that's 1, 2, and there's one right there at the back, right next to the common interface. And apart from the HDMI, you also have 2 USB ports in there. You have a LAN port as well, and in case you want to get it connected to any of the older devices, then there is the ability to do that through those 3 yellow, white, and red cable. There is one for your cable TV. There's one that's for your cable TV and antenna, and that's where it goes in. And many ports. As far as ports go, it's fantastic. It even has an SPDIF, which is your optical cable. So in case you want to connect it to an optical a sound system through an optical cable, you can do that as well. And even the power cable, look at it, it's not fixed to the TV. You can fix it separately, so that's a really good thing. The remote is really slim. It's really nice. As you can see, the form factor of the remote fits very nicely in your hand, adequately sized. I like the feel of these tactile buttons. By the way, it's very clicky. I don't know if you can hear it on the camera or not, but it's very clicky, and I like that feeling, in the volume toggles and the channel toggles. It gives you this tactile feel, up or down, it's nice. You gotta start liking it once you use it. But the form factor is very good. I like the form factor. Now there are various things on this remote. There is a power button, obviously. There is a number pad. So in case you want to go through any channels, then there's a number pad that you have. And I'm going to skip out of that. All right. Then you have a voice button. So in case you're using a assistant like Google, Alexa, or Bixby, then you can just click on that, and you have the option of speaking into the remote. And then you have this button, which is your sports preset or your home workout. I'm not going to get into that, maybe for future videos. Then there's the navigator, so you can navigate your content using this. You can scroll right, left, etc. And then you have the back button, which is pretty standard on a remote. You have a home button, and then you have this button, the play or the pause button. Now the play and the pause button also controls your game mode, and we're going to talk about that in the future. Right now I don't have my PS4 connected, so I'm not going to be able to cover it in this video, but I'm going to talk about it in the future video when I'm talking about gaming. And then you have your dedicated buttons for Netflix, for Prime, and for Samsung TV Plus as well. So they're dedicated buttons. Now what I did like is the fact that it did come with your AAA batteries. That's what goes into it, and they included AAA batteries. Well, thank you Samsung for doing that. And well, that's the remote for you. Quite sleek, quite nice. I like it, and it's very functional. The only thing that I miss out on the remote, like I said, is the mute button. I wish they had put in a mute button. Too bad for not including the mute button. Apart from that, the remote is quite good. Okay, let's take a look at this bad boy, or good boy rather. Let's switch the television on, and as soon as you switch it on, you have the Tizen TV OS. You have different languages that you can select from. In this case, we're going to go along with English. You have two options to set it up. One is through your smartphone, the other one is through your remote control. We're going to choose the remote control in this case, and you select the geography where you're placed. And this TV does come along with dual band Wi-Fi, so you've got both 5 gigahertz and 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Just gonna put the password and then come back right in. Once you put in your password, you immediately log in, and you can just accept all the terms and conditions. And it says that you've got an update to the operating system, and I just switched on the auto update, and it updated itself. And you've just got a few more settings, where you can enter your location to find your service provider, etc, etc. So in case you want to put in your pin code, you can. I'm just going to skip this very quickly. Okay, let's get it done, and let's move over to the next screen. And you can select from 3 different voice assistants: Bixby, Alexa, or Google Assistant. I'm just going to skip all this, and this is the screen that you get only once, and it looks beautiful. Look at all those colors popping, and it's absolutely fantastic. So your TV is now set. So let's quickly log into the interface and talk about the interface. We also have something called Samsung TV Plus, where you've got some free channels that come along with it. You don't need a set-top box, you don't need a satellite dish connection. You can just watch them by just going over to the Samsung TV Plus, and all you need is a very strong internet connection, and you are set. So it's pretty good, the Samsung TV Plus. Let's quickly talk about the picture quality now, and move over to the picture quality in details. Let's start by talking about the picture quality, which is the most important you could say factor when you're buying a television. And I'm just going to adjust this a little bit here so that I come closer to the television, and you can make the most out of this as well. So let me just focus in on the TV so that there's no loss of focus here. Now let's move over to a non-copyright video. I do want to play a non-copyright video so that you can check out the picture quality and let me know. Now, one thing that I do want to mention when we do talk about the picture quality is that, as you can see on this video as well, the panel is a reflective panel. It's a glossy panel. So if you've got direct light coming into your room, then it would make a difference to the picture quality, because it is quite a bright, you could say quite a glossy, panel. But as far as the picture quality itself goes, as you can see, it is fantastic. There's a lot of details that you get. Look at those feathers. Look at, just look at those colors. They are punchy, they are fantastic, and the picture looks simply outstanding. Now, when it comes to some of the picture settings, let's quickly take a look at the picture settings as well. If I go over to settings here, I do have some options here. There are different picture modes. Let's quickly take a look at a few of these picture modes. There's dynamic, then there's standard. As you could see, the light has dimmed down a little. If I change it to natural, the light dims down more. And then you have a movie mode as well. And then you have a filmmaker mode. Now the filmmaker mode is meant for watching movies, because it helps you consume the content in the way the director intended the content to be put out. So that's your filmmaker mode. But I like keeping it in dynamic mode, because I don't know if you noticed this, and if the camera would be able to pick it up. As soon as you click on dynamic, the colors really pop, the brightness levels in fact go up. So this, I believe, is the best picture setting that I would keep it at. There are other picture settings as well. Let's quickly take a look at it while we are here and while we are talking about it. As you can see, I have got it in dynamic picture mode, and it's a 16:9 aspect ratio, which is the standard aspect ratio. There are many other settings. You can adjust the brightness, contrast, sharpness. You can adjust the color, the tint, and here you have the picture clarity settings. Now, picture clarity settings is where you will get your MEMC settings. Now, Samsung's MEMC is nothing but judder reduction. All right. So if you want that smooth motion, which a lot of people call the soap opera effect, then dial it all the way up to 10. But if you're not a fan of it, and if you're watching movies, then you can dial it down to 0 or keep it at maybe 2 or 3. And you have this option of LED clear motion. Trust me, just keep it off. I'm not gonna, okay, let me just switch it on for a while, and you would see that the screen flickers and it becomes darker. Sometimes it flickers, sometimes it just becomes darker. I don't like the LED clear motion, and I would suggest that you keep it on off. The noise reduction, also you have a setting, you can either set it manually or you can just put it on auto. I have just put it on auto. So these are all the picture settings. You know, you've got a contrast enhancer. There's so many. I can make a detailed video on just the settings in a future video. Do let me know in the comment section if you would want that. But there are many settings. You can tweak around with it, you can play around with it, and I have not even spoken about a dedicated game mode. That's right, there is a dedicated game mode in the settings. As you can see here, the game mode is off. I'm not going to talk about it in this video because the video will become too long. It's just an initial overview, but I can make a detailed video about the game mode and what it offers you. So you have a dedicated game mode there, and then there are different sound modes as well. Speaking of sound, let's quickly talk about the sound, and let's see what this has to offer. Okay, now let's quickly talk about sound. This is one area which has disappointed me. I'll be very upfront and honest with you. The sound, well, the sound is disappointing for the price that I'm paying. And what do I mean by disappointing? Let's quickly hear one of the tracks. I'm gonna play my track just because I don't want to get any copyright issues. So let's play this track. I'm gonna dial the volume up and show you what I mean by disappointing sound. Okay, this is at 30, and I'm gonna keep the mic now close to the television and then come back. Hold on. So.
When you're with me, I love the way the sun goes down.
Let's take the mic. Now, the reason why I, just quickly went over and collected the mic was because I want to talk about a few of the settings. Now, the sound is currently in standard mode, and this is perhaps the worst mode that you can keep it on. There are 3 modes: standard, adaptive, and amplify. I personally like the amplify mode. That's the best. The adaptive sound is a very tricky mode, because it's a mode which is well suited. Well, at least they say that it's well suited to, movies, stuff like that, where you have sound coming in from different directions. Something like Dolby Atmos, although it's not Dolby Atmos. And speaking of Dolby Atmos, in case you have a Dolby Atmos soundbar, you can connect it. It is Dolby Atmos compatible. Speaking of sound, I'm just going to put it on amplify now. And again, put it on 100 and show you the quality of the sound.
Sweet embrace. When you're with me.
All right, so that's as far as your sound goes. Now the sound is underwhelming. You could say for the price that you are paying for this, you would definitely expect more out of the sound. But the good news at least is the fact that if you do have a sound bar which is Dolby Atmos, it is Dolby Atmos compatible. And if we go over the fine settings, I'm just going to step away from here, go over to the fine settings because I do want to talk about it. And if I go over to sound, then in expert settings, you have a lot of options. You have, you can set the balance. There's an equalizer as well. If you want to set it up, you can set up the equalizer as well. And here you can see, in case you have a sound bar, which is Dolby Atmos soundbar, then there is Dolby Atmos compatibility as well. And then you have, the ability to reset sound as well. But yeah, I mean, there are quite a lot of options you can play around with, and depending on what you find optimal, you can keep that setting and you'd be happy with that. But this sound is underwhelming for the price that you're paying for this TV. So let me tell you that. All right, so what are my final thoughts on this television? And I made a few quick notes so that I don't miss out on any of the important points. All right, so I'm just going to rely or depend on these notes. I'm going to look off the camera. I hope it's not too distracting. Now, first of all, my initial impressions, they're extremely positive. It's a fantastic television. Now, the picture quality is absolutely mind-blowing. So you get your money's worth when it comes to the picture quality. Now the sound output or the sound quality, meh, it's not worth your money. And at that price, I would have definitely expected Samsung to put in at least more effort into making the sound better. Unfortunately, you're going to be disappointed on the sound front or the audio front, and you definitely have to invest in a sound bar or a sound system if you want to truly have an audio visual cinematic experience with this television. And that's why you might have to spend extra, and at that price, it is a steep price, you could say. So it may discourage some buyers from buying this TV. But let me assure you again that this TV is a fantastic television, and especially for PC gamers or for gamers, because this television has something called a variable refresh rate, and it also has 1080p 120 Hz gaming. All right, yes, it has 120 Hz. It's not just those fake 120 Hz which you get with MEMC or through software. It's actually native 120 Hz that you get. It is a 1080p 120 Hz panel. So in case you have a Xbox Series S lying around, or if you have a PC at home, you can truly enjoy 120 Hz PC gaming or Xbox Series S gaming and take advantage of the variable refresh rate available as well. And it's also got very low response times, which is again great for games, and it's also great for PC connection. So in case you want to hook it up to your PC, it's going to be fantastic for that. And that brings me to a few of the reasons as to why I bought this television and why I did not choose the Realme 4K TV or the OnePlus U1S, which was recently launched. Now, one of the reasons why I bought this is because I do want to hook it up to my PC. And I can do that wirelessly as well because of AirPlay, which is available. But in case I want to hook it up through an HDMI cable, I do intend to get myself a Mac Mini next year, and that's why I've purchased this in advance. With the low response times, I will be able to take advantage of that when I connect my PC. So that's one of the reasons why I purchased this and not the Realme or the OnePlus. The other reason, the second reason you could say why I purchased this over the Realme or the OnePlus TV is because of the fact that gaming is going to be really good on this television. Well, yes, it's not 4K native 120 Hz panel, but hey, at this price, it doesn't get any better. It does have variable refresh rate, and on the Realme TV, you do not have MEMC. Now, with the MEMC, with the judder or the motion control, as you can call it, even games which are 4K 30, they look like 4K 60 on this. And trust me when I say that, I will make a separate video on gaming and talk about it or highlight my gaming experience on this television. So stay tuned and subscribe to my channel in case you want to get notified about that video. So gaming was definitely the second reason as to why I chose this TV. My third reason is again the MEMC. I love this particular feature on televisions, and I wanted to buy myself a 43-inch TV because, like I said, I want to hook my PC onto it. Of course, I'm not going to hook my PC onto a 50-inch TV or a 55 or a 65-inch TV. It's just insane sitting in front of it and looking at a 50-inch screen for your PC. So I wanted a 43-inch screen specifically. Now, the OnePlus TV does not come in 43 inches. It only comes in 50, 55 and 65. Now, the Realme TV does come in 43 inches and it's also very competitive when it comes to the price, but it does not have MEMC. Yes, that's one of the only reasons as to why I did not choose the Realme television. Apart from that, the brightness levels is also very low on the Realme TV. It's just 280 nits. This TV can go up to 350 in some scenes, in fact even 380 nits when it comes to the HDR. So you can expect decent quality HDR on it. Don't expect out of this world experience when it comes to the HDR, because to truly enjoy HDR content, you do require at least 400 to 450 nits of brightness on a 43-inch TV. All right, the bigger it gets, the brighter it should be. But that's basically my initial overview and why I personally purchased this television. Now, in case you are not into gaming, in case you don't want to enjoy the 120 Hz or the variable refresh rate, there are far cheaper models from Samsung's Crystal UHD lineup this year. And if you're buying things online, then you have the AU9060 and the AU9070 that you can buy. You can get it as low as 34,000 rupees. That is way cheaper than this. In fact, it's a whopping 20,000 cheaper than this. The only thing that you'd be missing out on are a few of the features. What are those features? I can make a future video on the differences between these models, the 9070 and the AUE60 and 70. There's also the AU7500 and AU7700, which again is way cheaper than this. And I can again make a comparison video of all these different Samsung TV models. It can get confusing, and you can make a mistake when you're purchasing it. So I want all you lovely folks to make an informed decision before you buy your next TV. So in case you want to get a video which compares all these different Samsung TV models and gives you clarity on why you should purchase one of these, then you can. And anyways, in this video, I'm also letting you know that if gaming is not your priority, then you can just close your eyes and buy the AUE60 or 70 online, because it comes at a much cheaper price. And you'll only be missing out on a few things, not a lot. All right. So with that said, that comes to the that brings me to the end of this video. It's a wrap for this one, folks. Do let me know what you think of this video. In case you think I've missed out on something, reach out to me in the comment section, and please keep talking to me in the comment section. I love to hear from you lovely folks, and I look forward to all your comments after I post every single video of mine. So this is me signing off. Until we meet again in the next one, folks, take care, stay safe, and may God bless you all.